What's up, good people, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Jamal and I, we have a review for you today, but it's a little special here because you can see by the graphics, we're getting ready to review and give you some gameplay of the new video game, AEW Fight Forever, which is going to be releasing finally June 29th on all platforms, PS5, all next-gen platforms, PS5, Xbox, Series X. Get it on Steam, get it on Switch, folks. But yeah, the game for you AEW fans, the game we've been waiting for and been really anticipating since last year when no one knew when it was going to come out. It's not as bad as Kingdom Hearts, but it was getting close. It's not as bad as Cyberpunk either, but it was also getting close. But yeah, they finally got their release date. It's finally out. I know you all been seeing clips and stuff that have leaked. But yeah, we do have an official review copy. So we today are going to talk about our thoughts with the game, give you some gameplay, and then overall sum it up about whether this is a game you buy, whether if you have a pre-order, you made a good decision, or if you haven't pre-ordered, should you, and so on. We're going to talk all that other good stuff at the end of the show. So, in full transparency, we've now had the game for close to a week. We both had some time to play it, get acclimated to the gaming mechanics, the menus, the characters, really get comfortable with it. And my first part of my review for this is that this game certainly is a game that does not take you long to get into groove. It is very much, as they say, an old school arcade vibe. Yes, folks, Jamal's going to have his take. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but yes, when you're talking about the classics like No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000, you know, sitting around with your buddies on N64, you're going right back down that path. When you talk about the folks that brought you those games, you know, yes, they have returns. Ukes returns now in partnership in conjunction with AEW. Also, this is brought to you by THQ Nordics, which is their first video game. Definitely tipping the hat to them. I think for anybody that's putting out their first wrestling game,
their first video game, because
wrestling game. Sorry.
Sorry,
first wrestling game. THQ Nordics first wrestling game
in a while. We gotta, because THQ has put out wrestling games since forever, and they're teaming up with Ukes again for the first time since, I want to say, WWE 2K18 or 19.
Yeah, but still under this brand of THQ Nordics, this is their first wrestling game. And you know, we can obviously get into the politics of moving studios to studios about continuities with that, because it's not always as easy as people think, like, oh, these people went there and whatnot. But we're not here for that. Nonetheless, I tip the hat to them putting together a game under a lot of immense pressure and eyes and attention. Everybody was waiting to see what this game was going to do. It already did win Best Sports Game of GameCon 2022. So, you know, some momentum. And now that it's getting ready to get its release, you know, I think a lot of folks are going to pick this up. A lot of folks are going to have a lot to say. Clips are already getting online and folks are getting very excited about it. And as a person who was burnt out of wrestling video games, I was a little bit hesitant, but I will say, now that I had my time to sit back and play it, this is fun. And we're going to show you gameplay, and we're going to show you why it's fun, but this is fun. And certainly the scalability of this game is definitely the conversation to be had. But for what it's worth, out the wrapper, you know, put it in the disc, put the disc inside the player, let the installs happen, because you know that's the thing. I'm not mad of what I got of an out of a box product right now. This was fun. They have been very transparent about the things they need to work on in terms of some of the glitches, some of the malfunctions, which I expect their honesty, because Cyberpunk definitely tried to act like nothing was wrong. But hey, we're not talking about that. And obviously, you know, tons of game modes, tons of characters are there. You got some which everybody likes to get trophies and whatnot. So you definitely have some objectives within the game. You have online play, you know, co-op, multiplayer. You got singles, tag, three-way, four-way ladder match, etc. Yeah, so a lot of that. And the last thing I will say before I give it to Jamal is, upon the footage and stuff that we are going to show you, the gameplay, couple of notes with the gameplay here, folks. Number one, there is licensed music in the game, and with licensed music, we certainly can't show that in the video because YouTube will have something to say about that. So do not expect to hear certain characters, whether it's Jungle Boy, whether it's Punk, whether it's Danielson. You're not going to see them because, well, yeah.
Sing along at home.
Yeah. Jericho too. And the other thing is, because we did to try to do a recording for you all, we had some technical issues, but beyond that, the menu music is also problematic for YouTube, so the music will be muted. But nonetheless, I'm sure you're not here to listen to the menu music. I'm sure the intro video, whether you want to see it or not, that wasn't problematic, but I'm still a little bit iffy that may get pinged at some point, so you probably won't see that. We're here to show you how the game functions. You're going to see us play it, and we're going to have fun, and hopefully you'll make a decision by the end of it, whether you want to pick it up or not. So that's my spiel with it. Jamal, sir, talk to me, talk to them. What's your thoughts about the game? Your initial thoughts of the game, picking it up, playing it, but your pre-purchase thoughts, and ultimately we'll talk about the end afterwards.
Right. So, sight unseen, I definitely was more interested in the game than admittedly you were, not because I wanted something different. I really wasn't into Fire Pro Wrestling. It's a fine game, but not something that I would just put hours and hours and hours into. And 2K has been formulaic. It's kind of boring. It's just a very it's the same. 2K has gotten the same like as Madden now. If you bought Madden a couple years ago, the only real reason to buy it is because it looks prettier. But other than that, it's just a roster update, a $70 roster update. So once I learned what the price is going to be, it's going to be $60, $780 if you buy the Elite Edition, and we're going to talk a little bit about what that entails later. But I just really wanted an alternative, and much to the AEW spirit, this is an alternative. This isn't the super arcade, beat 'em up that Fire Pro Wrestling is. This isn't the super in-depth, simulation that 2K is, and it's really in the middle. And I think that overall, this is the game that they set out to make. Yes, it feels very much like No Mercy. It feels more like Day of Reckoning if you had a GameCube way back when, but. Compared to what, and people were, of course, hanging on every single screenshot and stuff that came out, you just have to measure your expectations. This isn't something that you can judge by a different game and say, how come it doesn't look like this? Well, that's not what they're trying to do. But the big thing is that the game flows really well, and there are a couple of interesting things that we'll get into that I noticed. And it does flow really well as far as how to put the match together, but you kind of gotta know it's easy to pick up, but it's hard to master. It's easy to pick up and with your friends and have that your party mode atmosphere like it was back on the Nintendo 64, but it's hard to master and just get down there and grind it out, because obviously in certain modes you're going to have to grind it out. You're going to have to get down and let things play out. There's a couple different modes. Of course, there's the Road to Elite mode, which is your career mode. You can make your character, your created character, and just go from there. But it does seem to be a lot of, and of course, there's online play, there's the offline play, and so there's a little bit of everything, but not enough of anything. And I think that's what they kind of tried to do, because of the fact that they're already starting to roll out the first 4 packs when the game releases, or if you pre-ordered the Elite Edition, you already know what the packs are going to be. They're already talking about that they're going to have a season pass, so that means that more stuff is on the way. So this is the foundation. You're getting in on the ground floor, and we don't know how tall the building's going to be, but the bottom line is that it is good to see. It is good to see where they started. And I think it's in a good place where they started.
Yeah.
And hopefully it gets better from there.
Yeah. Anywho, let's get into some gameplay, folks. So let's transition to that right here. All right, people, let's get into that gameplay we were talking about here. As we mentioned previously, the menu music is muted because of YouTube things.
Hey, troopers, man.
Yeah. So before we get into our actual match, we're just gonna briefly go over, the menus that's there, as we're here now. So looking at the matches, got 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-way match, 4-way match, casino battle royale, exploding barbed wire death match, which we will play, ladder match, mini games, training, online, ranked, unranked, or pubs, and private match. Custom in terms of, create your wrestler, create your stable, create your arena. Career mode, simple enough.
Which is Road to Elite.
And challenges, which I want to talk about first. Challenges, you have daily, you have weekly, you have normal. I'm going to say that these challenges are extremely easy, and to accumulate money is also very easy. I think the money I have, which is 40K, is a result of like 3 or 4 matches, and I've already spent some. I think I totaled up to about 70. But it's very easy. But it gives you some objectives, in terms of playing. Whether you just want to pick up the game and just have some fun, or you're like, you know what, let me just knock out a few objectives today. And whether you're a diehard, I need to get all the trophies type of person, or you're not, that's to your own discretion here. But I know for me, I don't really care about trophies too much, or the 100% completion. But it's there if you do. Gives you some purpose. And then when you go to shop here, you're not spending your hard-earned American dollars, or wherever you may be playing the game at. But no, you're spending the AEW bucks. So you do have, and much like the previous games we talked about in terms of like No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, or what game did you bring up?
Day of Reckoning.
Day of Reckoning, yeah. If you want to have certain, attributes for your created character, whether it's poses, whether it's moves, skins, you got all that stuff right here. And, obviously this is going to drastically grow, but, for starters, this is what we got right now. So you go here and you could get some stuff, and I'm absolutely getting body paint 3. So don't worry. I'm not creating my wrestler yet. So, and then you could get stuff for the arena for when you're creating your arenas. You got all that stuff, which obviously the only thing you need is the horse. Seriously, the only thing you need is the horse. Just the horse. Only the horse.
It's an equestrian affair.
Yeah. And then moves. Here's where things get interesting here. Because much like the community in 2K, you're going to recognize certain move sets, and folks are going to go and make their created characters however they want to do it. Whether it's a complete copy of another wrestler or inspiration of other characters, you're going to see things So obviously, we know that's the big dog. And LFG definitely means let's effing go. Photo op, which is basically a taunt. Other taunts fired up. This is the one right before you get your special.
Well, I mean, you can assign them for anything that you want. So, your fired up special taunt may be just your regular taunt, and you can assign it for anything that you want, basically. But these are the more uncommon moves that you will see that you can buy, and it gets more expensive from there.
Yeah. So yeah, then entrance. Well, we know who some of these characters are.
They're very familiar.
Yeah. That guy may be a demon or not.
He may be the boogeyman. Who knows?
Could be. And this person could be phenomenal, but
or Dallas Page. I don't know.
So you're getting all that good stuff here. So entrance stuff for your creative wrestlers, and you all can get deep into the weaves here. We're not.
And not just created wrestlers, you can actually modify existing wrestlers to whatever you want. So if you have a wrestler in mind that you want a different style, you want to update to what they do currently, maybe it might be in there too. So it's a lot to play with from the old stuff and the new stuff.
Yeah. And if you're like me in WCW versus the World, you're gonna absolutely add everybody to the Wolfpack.
And if you are old enough to remember what WCW versus the World is, congratulations, you're 40.
And again, it won't be long before Sting is in the Wolfpack on here. Just let you know that now. Anyway, let me purchase some folks, because I'm pretty sure I thought I already purchased Cody, because I'm pretty sure I had 70,000, and if I did the math, 40 plus 30, because I bought these two, so I have no clue where my money went. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You gonna make that back?
All right, let's
winning matches, boy.
Let's get to a one-on-one real quick. Lights out match.
No DQ.
The following contest is an unsanctioned.
So there's certain characters we won't play with, as I mentioned, because licensing. But for right now, let's take a look at, well, who is on the game. So
I think the interesting thing, and obviously they have a number of people in the game as well, more than 20. But if you're watching AEW right now, no, your favorite character right now might not be in the game, but just wait for those DLCs. And while we're talking about that, there are several packs that are coming out if you pre-ordered the Elite Edition, or if you want to buy them individually. You can just get into that right now while we're looking through the roster. With everyone that you see on screen, you can add Keith Lee, the Bunny, Hook, Danhausen, FTR, and Broken Matt Hardy and Matt Hardy. So those are the four packs that are
in the DLC.
Yeah, those are the four DLC packs that are going to be out, included in the Elite Edition if you choose to pre-order them, or individually at a later, if you wanted to get them individually. So prices not sure with just yet, because they haven't officially hit at least the PlayStation Store for purchase, because the game isn't out yet. But you can do it up, or you can do it a little. So when you can buy what you want. And of course, the different packs comes with more mini games. They come with the early access if you choose to do that. But it's not necessarily the world. But if they can give you a character or two and bring them in there, then yeah, cool.
I don't remember. I don't remember when I initially played Yuka being in the game.
Definitely she's in there.
Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, without further ado, let's get a match in. And there's only one person that needs to be played with right now.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
You know what? You can't change initial skins when you select characters. You usually have the variant colors.
Yeah. I mean, I look. I'm old enough to remember hitting up C in order to change my skin, and that's a Nintendo 64 reference for everybody under 25. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be that right now. And of course, you can go into the creation suite and add on a skin if you want to do that. Maybe you want the Joker mask skin.
All right, so hold on, because you're on to something here. So if I mod Sting, is it another skin, or is it the default skin that's changed?
It would be another skin.
Okay. All right, we're all good there. Select arenas here. You got Dynamite, Dark, Rest in Peace, Full Gear, All Out, Revolution, Double or Nothing, Rampage. I want Elevation.
I mean, well, good luck with that.
The following contest is an unsanctioned lights out
Now, one
match.
thing that's interesting, though,
This is a highly anticipated match.
And time limits and stuff like that. I don't see.
Let's take a look at the entrance real quick. Hold on.
This is Sting. And his opponent, the Redeemer, Miro.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you don't forget this.
Hey, William Regal, good to
Hello
see
there,
you.
This is William Regal.
Wait, who let him in?
Listen to me. You're going to want to remember this.
I don't need to see that. Anyway, your strikes, square and
Here's
triangle,
what
folks.
you need to know about pro wrestling.
L1 and R1 is to do reversals. All right. Where is it? Interest music, huh?
Where are you looking for?
In-game music.
Oh yeah, we don't need that. YouTube is out there in full force. But notice
Listen to me.
Bottom of the screen,
You're going to want to.
your momentum meters. You start off with a bluish color, and then you get warmer and warmer until you're boiling hot. And that's what the special is, and then that's when you get your finishing moves. One thing to note about super specials, you can actually upgrade the intensity of signatures and specials, especially during the Road to Elite mode. So, as I found out previously, you can hit with a V trigger, there goes your face. And you're not going to get up to that, let alone the special itself.
Make sure you don't forget
more
this.
powerful than others, but if you hit saucy, they won't do enough damage. So there's a little bit more customization, a little bit more upgradability as you go forward, but you're going to have to grind it out. So that's one of the things the game does well, is that it's easy to just get up there and get into something, but if you really want to, dig deep, you can.
Time for the finish.
I think he's 700 years old. He's not bench pressing.
Crazy. Yeah, he is.
You know it's not.
Come on, Miro, where you going, brother? Scared money don't make no money. Cause I'm cooking out here. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is a.
I mean, how quickly the tables would have turned.
Okay. Okay.
Now's your chance.
It's that time, folks.
You can assign different attributes to a character. So it depends on your play style, what you like to do most.
Oh no, I'm reversing this. Come on.
Miro disrespect your finisher.
Oh boy, it's not looking good for your boy.
He's 90. The fact that he made it to the ring is a miracle.
Oh boy. What?
Wait, what happened?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Could you not set that in the corner? Or
It says I could.
Is that a Cleveland Brown zone?
Yeah, so you know that's going to do some damage.
Uh-oh.
No! I didn't even...
Oh, well, I mean, you know.
Here's your chance to end the match.
It's over. Let's go. Scorpion death drop. Actually,
You let him get up?
I didn't. I tried to go for it.
Listen to me. You're going to want to remember that.
So William Regal's obviously helping us do a lot of the explaining here.
Yes. Regal, Taz, and Excalibur will get you set on some of the tutorials.
Let me end this match real quick.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
And you see the referee is Rick Knox.
Here is your winner.
Yeah, you could also choose Aubrey Edwards as a referee.
What an exciting match we've had tonight.
In your game, and that will be relevant to your game.
Yeah. Look at that. Easy money. All right, so with that, I'm down to go to the mini games now.
Aim for an...
Which is, we'll play 2. We would do...
Now, one thing that was on like the poster was the Hikaru Shida baseball game, and I haven't seen that in the mini games at all.
Yeah.
So I hope that's something they add on launch.
All right. And... Because obviously Cody's going to get it right. But I'm also afraid if they play Cody's music, because I know...
No, it's just a mini game. They don't do the entrances for that.
Okay. Cool. I just auto-assigned everybody, so...
Let's start the party.
Right. So I think it starts you in the ring and then you...
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. This is just collect the coins. Run around.
Exactly. Some of the coins are power-ups, and of course the bombs you want to avoid. The blue coins will slow you down. The yellow coins will speed you up, and the rest of the coins are points. So most coins win. The time allotted. See James with the lead. No, time. Well, Madden leads the game with 8 seconds left. Uh-oh. And Page coming back. But it looks like Jay will jump out to a late lead.
Easy.
Looks pretty challenging.
All right, here we go. Who's amongst the youngest?
Punk is 500 years old.
Really? I saw somebody talked about him being old earlier, and you know what? Yeah, I mean, I knew that. 3 questions. I mean, come on now.
Too damn long.
So trivia is not my strong suit.
Okay. But they put you in a tie with Adam Page. So I wonder if they're going to have a tiebreaker. And nope. There are no winners now.
All right, we'll play one more match now here.
Following content.
We'll see what's up with this.
and that's the exploding barbed wire Deathmatch.
Yeah. I'm going to go, Deathmatch, Darby. Okay, and then Darby will face Malachi.
That actually would be a match people might want to see.
And we need to see this at Double or Nothing. Let's go.
The following contest is an exploding barbed wire death match. And it is for the TNT Championship.
Can you believe an exploding barbed wire death match right here, right now?
Introducing the champion, Barb. Allen.
There he is. You know, the TNT
Right, the champ.
Introducing the challenger,
I love the detail on the belt.
Malachi.
Yeah, I think the where the graphics really do show up are the entrances.
You can tell where they really put
Listen
their
to
money.
me. You're going to
their
want to
money into,
remember.
And then, of course, in the creation process, some of the graphics glad to do that.
Well, folks, there was once upon a time a wrestling promotion on MTV that is probably somewhere right now wanting to check for this very exact match that we're seeing here in this capacity.
A lot of people want a check for this match that we're seeing. We have 2 minutes to start before our hell breaks loose.
Doesn't it end at the end of the match?
No, the match goes on until it's over.
Yeah. This is giving me like, in our area, tornado warning.
Right. Well, I think what I would like to see, even though it hasn't been a thing in AEW yet, that this should be a 3-way or 4-way match. I wish you could select the time, to explosions. Maybe it's not 2 minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes. But on the surface, it's exactly what you want to do. Just want a little bit more customization.
Oh boy. Yeah, what's the name of that joint? What was it called on Wrestling Society X, yeah.
Wrestling Society X, we can still do it. Obviously, this was inspired by CPO leaders, FMW, barbed wire, deathmatch. My favorites were the double hell barbed wire deathmatches, the scorpion deathmatches, the literal scorpions. What could possibly go?
3.
The winner of this match.
All right.
And still the TNT champion, Darby Allin.
I can't believe I was here for this amazing matchup. It was a classic, to say the least, and one people will be talking about for years to come.
That was fun. I really like that match.
Yeah, and notice that the matches are fairly quick. Now, obviously, if you have a better idea of how you want a match to play out, if you want to start slow, build to a finish, you can absolutely do that too. So, definitely bringing me back to No Mercy days, where you would try to plan out a match for how you would want it to look on TV. But it's I think they just started out to do exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah. So, one thing I haven't seen is what happens with tag teams that come out. We're going to find out, I guess. So, let's see. See if that is. And they're the champ. So, we got something definitely unique to see here. And we're going to see this here at Revolution. So, let's see what's up.
I don't know if you meant to choose this being a championship match, but
the following contest is a tag team match set for one fall
before you go into it. So
the AEW
if there is a way to make it a non-title match, I don't know how you would do that.
Championship.
Cannot wait for this tag team match.
Introducing the challengers, the Lucha Brothers.
Go.
Introducing the champions, the Young Bucks.
Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, you can. In entrances, folks, if you spam the buttons, you can do your power.
Make sure you don't forget this.
Yeah, but as far as the entrances go, that like 5, 7, 8 seconds, that's what it is. So it's not the like full walk the length of the ramp. Entrance that we're used to from WWE.
I have yet to go to the top of the rope, so we need to. Uh-oh.
No, just run towards the turnbuckle.
I did, and it definitely took me out. Okay, let's try. Okay, yeah. No, not the move. Okay, Young Bucks having some fun. Okay, no, didn't work out the way I needed it to. It's showtime.
And of course, they do have double team moves that you can set, reset. I mean, basically, any interaction that you can do in and around the ring, there is a move for it that you can adjust.
Yeah. And I think that's like, obviously, some of the changes with games over time is you want to fill in all the voids from things from the the older generation. And it's very easy to say like, oh yeah, we should have been able to do something right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to go, how come we had this thing 10 years ago that we don't have? 2, 3. I don't really feel that way about
the winners of this match and new
there are things that I wish that were a little bit more polished. Like for example, the belts don't seem to move.
What an amazing match we've had tonight.
I have no idea how that match is 3.5 stars, but I'm not doing that. But it's a it's a thing. Oh, and it was it was a championship match. I don't know if that was like set on purpose, but now they are the tag team champions.
And that they are.
Yeah.
And so, just to confirm,
did you see a way to change and make it a non-title match before you started?
No, I mean I wasn't looking, but it could have been an option. And there it is. There you have it. So that's cool. That's cool. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna end gameplay here. I didn't want to do too much for you all. Just wanted to again.
Okay, one thing before we cut gameplay, one thing I do want to say, go to custom, go to wrestling.
Okay.
Just a new male wrestler, or modified one, whatever. Just a new wrestler. And one thing I will give him credit for, if things do load pretty
Welcome
quick.
to Custom Wrestler Mode. You're just a...
And this is, of course, your created wrestler. He's going to be wherever he's from. Cool. Go to original. And you can set up from here your individual attire and all that stuff, but let's go to moveset really quickly. And this will take you into the training ring so that you can see the actual moves being done. There's a lot of things that you are go to finishers. Hit X. There's going to be a lot of moves, and of course you can see that you can have up to 5 finishers, but those are perks that you're going to have to unlock as you go through, and you can go through all of the finishers, all of the moves. If you like a move, you can press triangle on PlayStation at least to favorite it, so that it comes into your favorites. Any new moves that you unlock because you bought them or you acquired them in like a new DLC or something like that will be there for you. And then of course you can set them. Let's back out of that one really quickly. Back out all the way out. And again, loads pretty quickly. Let's go over to profile. Yep. Profile. And the announce name. Yeah, go down to announce name and click on that for me. Let's just go to pick first name. Let's go to first name. So the announce name is the actual name that Justin Roberts will announce when you come to the ring.
Yeah.
But if you look in the names themselves, he's lent his voice to a lot of names for people that are very specific. For example, you selected Will. Nightingale is a very specific name.
Yeah, but obviously it's I mean, here's my thing. I think I think
the Giant is a very specific name.
Right, but this isn't AEW. This isn't something that they haven't had, and Roberts having to do the voice work truly is the work. But them announcing names and stuff like that were stuff that were in previous games. So
right, but I'm also saying, like, specifically though, Roberts lending his voice to things is very interesting. That Virtuosa is a very specific name, and so is Velvet. These are not common last names. So there's going to be a lot of those names, and it's going to be interesting to see whether Veda is not a specifically common name.
Yeah, I mean they covered the book of wrestling. They looked in the encyclopedia and said, if you're wrestling related, we're gonna throw your name in there. Xavier was Xia Li, Mia Yim. Right. I mean, you look down all these names, you're like, oh, okay. So and that's cool. I think.
Right. So I think, and that's my point, is that they have
Adore, Trish Adore. I mean, they definitely they was in the weeds with this one. AC Mac. So they hit the indies here.
Right.
Bliss, Alexa Bliss, Josh Alexander.
Aaliyah, there's an Ambrose in there. Again, the point is that they're very specific names, so that if you would like to try to create your very specific wrestler, you absolutely can do that. I believe there are 100 creator wrestler slots for you to do so, and I think it's very specific that Roberts has lent his name lent his voice rather for names to be put into the game so that they can be announced, which means that it's easier to just not have him come back to do all the DLC stuff, but it's also easy for him to shoehorn it in that way, and it's also easier for you to actually more accurately create the person that you want, because who doesn't want a Blanchard in their stable? So
I mean, yeah,
he back out of all of that.
He got a check, that's for sure.
Absolutely, because those are a lot. There's a lot of names.
Yep.
From every letter of the alphabet in there.
So. All right, well, folks, that'll do it for the stream. So let's talk about our final thoughts in a second. So let us know your thoughts of the gameplay in the comments, and we'll be back 1 minute with our closing thoughts. All right, folks. So now that you've seen the gameplay, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it's truly about, are you going to purchase this game, and our closing thoughts about it. Again, the game is releasing on June 29th. Get it on all next-gen platforms. We obviously played it on PS5. Yeah, I'm just gonna just quickly say that I'm not mad at it. As a person who primaries FPS, Call of Duty, Apex, and some other games I play, I think this is a game that I absolutely do not mind owning and having in my repertoire, especially when I'm not playing something competitive, when I'm not playing ranked in the FPS, or I'm not playing other survival games, or if I'm not playing a RPG. This is a game I could pick up, get some matches in, decompress, less low stress to no stress, and just have fun. There's a big and tall ceiling for the creative of this game, and it certainly does hit on the nostalgia, going back to that old arcade vibe, and it definitely is something that, if you see your boys or whoever playing online, get into a quick party, play some games, get some 1v1s and whatever it may be, I'm not mad at it. And then the scalability, the possibilities is definitely limitless right now. Again, this game has a lot of attention, which tells me that there's going to be a lot of support. If you are currently watching the product in terms of AEW, you know that, more characters, more wrestlers, more matches, more stadiums, which means more props, more all sorts of different things they can do. And I think that the more vocal that the community gets, the more they're going to think about things that they could possibly do to the game. So I'm not mad at it. And next gen brings it at about $70, right? And
no, it's 60, and
60,
the Elite Edition
50,
is 80.
59. Yep. And then the DLC, the Elite version, which gets you season pass.
Right.
So I think here's how I look at this. If you've already known you wanted this game, I think cool, no problem. If you was on the fence, I think honestly, let your spirit tell you what to do if you're on the fence. I don't think this is a game like, if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. But I definitely think if you have it in your repertoire, I also think it's a good party game. Like if you are a person who hosts company, I think this is a game you could just pick. Anybody could pick up of all ages and just have fun, whether they know these characters or not. But yes, AEW, much like their roster, is going to have folks of yesterday and the folks of tomorrow. And I think you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to pick up and play with Sting, play with Jericho, or like, hey, I'm going to play with Darby. I'm going to play with the best friends, whatever it may be. So I think there's a lot of positives with this game. It's not perfect. There's definitely things, and again, I note that they note some of the things that are aware to them. And as it does fully open up to the public, once those online servers are booming, once everybody's pre-orders digitally are activated, they're going to get those servers are going to get tested. Patches are going to come down the line because folks are going to talk about certain things, and it's really going to be really telling how they move from the current launch version to the next version to the DLC. It's going to be really critical for them to really hit on all cylinders with that. But I again, fresh out of the package, put into the system and play it, I'm not mad at it. It was a fun time, and there's still so much to do. I haven't even created a character. I know you have, but like there's still so much to do. And honestly, if rank get on there and there's some 2v2 ranks, I can see myself saying, man, listen, let's get 10 games in. 10 games being about 3 minutes each, 3 to 5 minutes each, because the games are pretty quick. I'm not mad at that. So we'll see. But that's my thoughts. I think AEW Fight Forever is a really, really dope game. Very nostalgic arcade game with the new, updated, innovative touch of AEW and obviously what pro wrestlers are doing today. And I think there's a little bit of something for everybody. And the mini games. Get your trivia up. Talking to myself.
Right. I have a little bit of a different opinion. I think overall, I think the game is fine. And for what it is that worth $60? I don't think it is. I think that that's definitely something that you could, if you know that you want the game, then you've already pre-ordered it. And I hope you did pre-order the Elite Edition. But if you're on the fence, then I think you can wait for it to come on sale, because the game has a lot on the surface, but it doesn't really give you the depth that I think that they could expand upon. And that's not just adding more. I mean, like actual depth. I wish that you could upload logos. I wish that you could, adjust colors in a more detailed way instead of just picking between color swatches. I wish that you could, adjust heads and eyes and noses and space them apart in the way that you can every game. That's not like a super in-depth thing, but if we're talking about created characters and stuff like that, then that's the type of thing that I'm looking forward to. That's really what I'm, trying to get into. And that's what we've been doing in every sports-ish game for the past, 4 or 5 years. So in
unless
some
the
ways,
game, I feel like when the game is titled arcade, certain expectations got to be taken off the table, because when you think arcade, you say I put a quarter in and I'm going to have a very small margin of capabilities here. And we've seen arcade games, then console games, and the difference. I mean, you talk about Turtles in Time, you put in a quarter, that's it. You play it on the system, a lot of more differences and changes and the modifications you can make, And
I have no problem with it being a straight up arcade game. But my thing is that if you're going to give us a little bit more, depth, then the things that I want them to expand on have nothing to do with gameplay. It's still fun. If you never touch the Creation Suite, you can still have fun picking up the expanded roster, and they will expand with launch and with the 4 DLCs that are coming out. But so that's one separate thing. On the other side of that, where you really do get lost in the sauce is the actual Creation Suite, creating an arena, creating an entrance, creating a wrestler, creating the moveset. There are things that they could add that I wish they had gone a bit further into, that makes you go, damn, it's shallow on this end, but it's really deep on this end. And all in all, it averages out to something, pretty much in the middle. Yes, this is the game that they wanted to create. It is hard to master, but easy to pick up. And you're going to see your variances. And we haven't even talked about like a community thing, because you can't upload anything to the game. So we haven't even talked about that. And I don't even have a problem with that. I'm just saying that for what they gave us, I wish they gave us more, which is a good thing, because if you give me something and I want more of it, now I'm interested. So hopefully the game will develop. And if you're wondering like, well, I don't want to have to buy every single DLC. I don't want to have to buy, as a person that plays it all the time, Train Simulator is one of the most expensive games that you can buy. It's like legit $15,000 if you were to buy everything in the game. Well, obviously you can buy whatever you want, but you don't have to buy every single thing. And this game is going to be the same way. You can buy individual assets that you want, or you can buy it all. So
with
your game
bucks,
is going to be really unique to you. And
with in-game bucks, though.
No. I mean, like as far as like DLCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even still, your game is going to be unique to you, because you may not have the characters that I have, and I may not have something you have. So it's going to be a fun mismatch that way. But overall, I think if you want to go out there and get it, you won't be too disappointed if you do meter your expectations a bit in certain areas. But because I have to do that, I don't think it's worth the entirety of the $60. Maybe that's me being cheap and picky, but then that's my money. So I think that it's worth, a smooth 20% discount, for me. Maybe wait till Black Friday to see what's going on. But if you want to be out there day one, I definitely wouldn't be there to stop you, because it is a fine game to pick up and play and get lost in, and then put it down, and then pick up again in 6 months, and then put it down, and so on for till the end of the time. It does have a lot of replay value, which is good.
Yeah. Well, folks, check out AEW Fight Forever. It is releasing June 29th. Get in the comments. Let us know your thoughts about the game. Let us know your thoughts about the gameplay you've seen today. There'll be some more streaming down the line, especially once the servers get up and I can start getting into some of those ranked lobbies and seeing what folks do. But until then, thank you for checking out this review. Check out more content here at Big O Build Media. We'll catch you back very soon. Thank you for tuning in.